camera. So this is my low-till garden I've been starting. I do something that's like a shovel pitchfork mix, and I've been lightly aerating the underground, and then I've been packing organic matter on top. So I'm gonna go grab my batteries for the lawnmower while I wait for the stream to fill up a little bit. And then we're going to cut some grass and broad fork this garden. Oh, some horrible looking qualities. That's just what the clouds look like today. Here are the batteries for the mower. I actually like to put 2 of them inside the stand as like a counterweight. I have like a plant basket under the camera that I use as a counterweight. The camera looks on an angle. Let me just fix that. Okay. So basically what I'm doing is I am lightly disturbing the soil, not too much, and then I'm going to start dumping clippings on there to be organic matter. So I'm going to break down and create an amazing foundation for a garden bed, and hopefully I can plant some garlic in there for the winter. Okay, so I now have a lawnmower bag full of organic matter. The next step is to lightly till the soil. Like I said, we are doing a low till method, which is just called broad forking. So, what I'm going to be doing, hitting the broad fork. So this is not real pitchfork, as you can see. Look how big those tongs are. This is more like a shovel and a pitchfork mix. Allows you to dig in, pull up, and move on to create a low-till garden without overly disturbing all of the life inside of the ground. But with breaking it up a little bit. Ooh, that sun probably looks nice on camera right now. It just came out of the clouds. So this is called broad forking, as I mentioned. It is a low-till strategy to aerate the soil, to maybe allow a little bit of other organics to drip down from the aeration. And soon I want to plant some garlic, and I hope that this garden bed will be ready for when I want to do that. Because garlic is a plant that you actually can plant in the winter. It lives underground through the winter in kind of a state where it does nothing. And then in the spring, it will come up and have established roots because you started it in the fall. I need to figure out how to get some garlic. Normal best idea is to go to a local farmer's market and buy some from someone there, because that way it's not sprayed by something that will stop it from rooting, because in supermarkets they don't want it to root. I mean, they want to sell it to eat, right? So it makes sense that they spray with what they will, but people at the farmer's market aren't spraying it with that stuff. And you also know that the species that they're growing works in this area. Oh, almost done clearing a big area. I'll go till I get really tired. That way I could switch tasks with the lawnmower, or different muscles conserve my energy. So to finish this section and then go back to mowing. That's my neighbors just saying, hey, talking to each other. They're putting up roof trusses. Quite big work. For Sunday especially. Oh, that's tiring. Let's drink some of my definitely not yeast added fruit punch. Oh. Yeah, nobody likes digging, I've noticed. Stream numbers are down. Nobody likes to see digging, but I want to keep this going as a no-till instructional video. I know digging is not exhilarating content for you people. Thank you for staying, the people that are. And my main audience being 65-year-olds, I hope you like some of this lawn mowing coming up. Thank you for watching, everyone. This is the area I'm trying to grow some garlic in over the winter. So I'm trying to start a garden bed now. By doing that, I'm just trying to stack a bunch of organic matter over. I also lightly till it with this broad fork here. I'm not cutting much grass, but what I am also doing is raking a lot of stuff. Because there's a lot of just dry, basically straw that's everywhere, and you see that's why it's basically brown when I'm cutting. Which is really good to start this garden bed. Almost like a really thick hay. Gonna dump here whenever I'm nearby, might as well. This is my low-till garden here. I don't think I'm gonna broad fork it anymore, just start spreading shit. So the goal right now is I'm trying to collect as much different grass as I can, some dry, some, and I am making a garden bed right here, just stacking the clippings on top, and also using what's known as a broad fork to sometimes lightly aerate the surface. diversity of the pile, which is actually quite fine. Is that this is my next garden bed right here. So I'm stacking everything up. Gonna kill all the weeds under. It's gonna have some nice high quality soil when it all decomposes. This is how you make an amazing garden without having to buy anything from the store. Just stack all your grass clippings in one spot. It's not that hard. Where do you see? I'll make sure your view is good. Okay, good enough. Sounds different. Yeah. There's a weird sound. There's a string in there. That's right. I already know this bag is a lot greener than the others from the stuff I was mowing. So I'm going to try to distribute it over everything to give it, because the more brown, the more carbon it has, the more greens, the more nitrogen it might have. Get a good mix of everything everywhere. Nice spot for me to start harvesting right beside the camera too. Get this area. A lot of grass to cut over here. Okay, so you can see until the end of the building. Okay, I'm trying to remember my landmarks. not talking to me. Going around here. There. For those of you just joining us, what I'm doing is I'm making a new garden right now. Just get your lawn clippings, make a big rectangle. That's it. And then we're going to add to the pile again. I just sharpened this blade, so I'm trying my best to not hit the ground. I do not want to have to resharpen it. I already have like a quarter of the blade left. I need a new blade now. That bag was not on. Oopsie. Let's fix that. Putting it on and back to work. You'll see me in a sec. be a great foundation for a garden. There's never been any herbicides used here too, so it has great biodiversity and nothing to worry about. You're wondering what no-till organic looks like? It's right here. It's not hard. Mow your grass, dump it in a stack. You're done. Wait a month or two and you're ready to plant. It's not that hard. You're thinking it's too late to plant a garden too? There's a lot of stuff you can still do. In this garden, I'm planning on putting garlic, so it'll overwinter for next year. But I can also put brassicas and lettuce in here. Both of those are good to -20. Surprisingly, yes. They can go to grow at -20. They don't thrive at that, but they will live. Brassicas means like broccoli and cauliflower.
Screen is dusty. I can't see what you're seeing. Try my best.
So as many of you know, I'm creating an organic no-till garden. How do you do that? You mow your lawn and you just drop it in one spot. That's it. Got some home brew right here. This is a fruit punch that's been fermented with yeast. And I prefer it over any wine that you buy in the store. I know it's just out of sight right now, but I'm building a big rectangular garden. And how I do that is I just drop my grass clippings on a spot of land. Bada bing, bada boom. You have high quality land that has been fed by compost, and the clippings will kill off a lot of the stuff underground, so you have a less weeded garden. It's that simple. This battery is getting a bit low, probably at 1 to 2. And I don't want to stress my batteries today. I'm not going for an ultra mow. So I'm going to swap out the batteries and dump this out. Currently using the batteries as a counterweight actually on the camera to keep it from falling. I'm not drunk. So what do you see? Let's see what your vision is right now. I need you to cool off in the shade over here. Can't leave my friends out in the sun. Okay. I guess we'll start looking this way and then make our way to the right. One thing about this area is it's not just grass, it is grasslands. This is an area that is bumpy, former field from a farmer. Some areas are hard to get. There's great biodiversity, and there's a ton of weeds, which are good for biodiversity with composting.
I know we don't have a lot of viewers right now, but I just want to log this journey for myself, actually. So thank you, everyone, for joining me with this, and I'm going to be continuing to cut some more lawn. Let's see, what's next? So this is my no-till garden, and I expand on it as I cut lawn. That's simply the whole idea here. Not more complicated than that. But there's another strategy. Sip some homebrewed alcohol for inspiration. I made this out of concentrate Fruitopia cans. They were on sale, and this is delicious. All I can say. I just want to clarify the view angles of the camera. Can you see the mower right now? Okay, so the mower line's from there to there. I want to make sure I keep you guys in frame. Also, the big reason for today's stream is I want to remember how I did this garden. And some of it I broad forked with this bad boy. Basically just stab in with this and you pulled up. This is like a hybrid pitchfork mixed with a shovel sort of idea. These tongs are almost as thick as a finger. Like it's really strong. That what allows you to do that. And I did that for half the garden, but I decided to give up on that. And I'm just stacking a whole bunch of organic material that I'm getting from cutting the lawn. It's just lawn shavings. You let that sit for a month or two, in compost, and your garden will be better than any of the competition. But one of my secrets is also going to be is I'm growing something called, well, I'm breeding worms, and they're going to have something called worm castings and worm tea that I will collect in that process. As I do that, I will put it on here, and I will add microbes to the area. And when it comes to organic gardening, you want different microbes just to surround the area to break down different materials and give you the nutrients that you need. It's all about organic breakdown process, fertilizing your garden from adding organic materials. Is there anything in here? Nope, not really. All right, let's get back to mowing. Thank you.
This area is directly under a hydro line. I hope the hydro company doesn't mind. So with the hydro lines here, how it works is this is my land. The hydro companies have what's called an easement. There's also an easement for a snowmobile trail to go through my land. What that means is they're allowed to use that area, and if I plant all of this garlic here, I can do that. But if they need to service this telephone pole, then and trample everything, well, that isn't their right to do. So it is a risk for me to put it here, but I do not believe this telephone pole will have a problem. And if that does happen, I understand they have the legal right to do anything to on this easement that they own. So that is the complication of this spot right here. And if they had to repair this area, I would generously tell them, trample any plant in your way, just restore electricity. That is your job. I can buy garlic. That is their legal right to have the easement through my land. And if I'm stupid enough to do this, then if they need to use this land, they can. But the thing is, I was stabbing my broad fork everywhere. In this area, my broad fork went twice as far, as it had really soft soil. And I wanted to capitalize on that for a garden right here. And also behind the camera over there, within the long grass, there's actually peat moss growing on the surface. So I assume that area is also going to be very good for growing. But one step at a time. I do own 5 acres, and I'm only using like a half acre of it now because you have to be reasonable. That's what it comes down to, being reasonable. Here's your 5-second guide on how to, it's already more than 5 seconds. 5-second guide on how to create the greatest garden on earth. Cut your grass. Fail, it didn't come out. Take 2. Let's fluff this up a little bit for a nice take, right? Okay, this is some Hollywood magic. Okay, 5-second guide on how to. This is too much emotion. I need to tone down on the enthusiasm. 5-second guide on how to create an amazing garden. Get grass clippings. Dump grass clippings. Wait a month. You are done. How is that? But I think I'm done for today. I had a great time having some fun with everyone here. I know we had a lower audience tonight, but I wanted to make this garden and I wanted to remember it. And part of this video making experience is for me, not just for you, but for me to remember my own journey. And I am so happy that I decided to do it this way, because whenever I wanted to, I can look back multiple years and see what I was doing that day. And I hope that I can continue with doing this. Thank you everyone for joining me today. And this is the start of a very beautiful project. I'm someone who's passionate about growing plants. I have a lot of experience in carpentry, so I can build what I want on my homestead. And this is a perfect combination of all my skills coming together to create something beautiful, is my goal. And I thank you for joining me today. Hope everyone had a great night. Enjoy Labor Day.